Electric car sales in China have just gone absolutely mental. I find it weird that nobody's talking about this. We've got this insane revolution happening now. Basically, China is more or less taking a huge slice of the world's the world's absolute number one biggest part of the economy, right? It's enormous. The automotive industry is astronomically big. People don't realize. Look at the top 20 biggest companies in the world. It's dominated by automakers. China is slowly taking it away. Well, Tesla and China. This is what's happened. Here's who is going to win. And here is China's insane electric vehicle sales figures from the month of September. Hello, my friends. Welcome to the channel. I'm the Electric Viking. Great to see you. Welcome to all the new subscribers, and welcome back everyone else. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for subscribing to the channel. It's great to have all the new subscribers here. About to hit 100,000 soon, which would be fantastic. I'm stoked to see that happen. And this channel, well, we only started about a year and a half ago, but we have done more than 2,300 videos now covering the electric vehicle industry. Not just covering one brand, covering Tesla, BYD. We got on the BYD hype train, I think, long before most people did. And here is a moment in history in which disruption is happening right before our eyes. And it's been amazing to chronicle that disruption. It's actually something that's happening in a way that I think most people are completely unaware. So let's have a look at what's actually going on. China's new energy vehicle sales. Now, I know some of you are a little bit like, oh, new energy vehicles are whatever. What does that mean? Plug-in hybrids and electric cars. Well, the thing is, right, China's car market, it's 80% fully electric, only 20% plug-in hybrid. So these numbers are 80% fully electric, 20% plug-in hybrid. In the month of September, China, 664,000 vehicles were sold and delivered. 664,000. At least 500,000 of those were EVs, fully electric. 500,000. What does that put them on track for? I mean, we're looking at 6 million purely electric vehicles being built in China this year. 6 million. That's crazy, because that is right there. That's nearly 10% of the entire world auto market. And that's nearly 10% of the entire world auto market, purely EVs, purely being made in China. This also means that China's vehicle sales, EV sales, will reach a record high in September, an increase of 87% year on year, and also an increase of 5% on August. 87% year on year. That is disruption right before our very eyes. The thing is, right, General Motors, Ford, Volkswagen, Toyota, they're all in big trouble. They're all in big trouble because China is the world's biggest car market. This is their number one sales country for most companies. It is. And it's their number one. I mean, for example, there's a lot of comments to people saying, oh, Volkswagen doesn't need China. It doesn't matter if they lose China. Yeah, it does, because that's where they make 50% of their profit. China. And so if they lose market share, what happens to the world's second most indebted company? $200 billion of debt. How do they pay their debt? Right? You've got to sell cars to make a profit. But here's the other big problem for some of these automakers. The amount of warranty costs they're paying out. Like Volkswagen in 2021, $10 billion on warranty claims. That is just absolutely mental. You know why that is? Because the predominance, the large majority, nearly 95% of these gas vehicles, right? They need a lot more money put on warranty claims. That is a fact. There is thousands of moving parts in a gasoline-powered engine. There is not in an EV. The more gasoline-powered cars you produce today, the more money you pay tomorrow to fix those cars when recalls come back. If you sell a very simple, very basic electric car using lithium iron phosphate batteries, guess what your warranty costs are going to be? Probably 1/10 of that. And if it's costing you $10 billion a year, right, which is nearly as much profit you make in the entire year selling 9 million cars, then that's a big, big problem. That's hanging over your head for years. Now, because these automakers are not transitioning fast enough to EVs, not only are they losing market share, they're also kind of having this debt hanging over their heads for the next 10 years or more, probably more like 20 years, because they still want to keep making these gasoline-powered cars because they have to, because they're addicted to crack. This is their crack. Gasoline-powered cars is their crack cocaine. Without it, they don't make any money. They don't make money on EVs. Without gas cars, they make just a loss, and that's it. But if they keep selling gas cars, what happens? Well, they lose market share, And then this is what happens. In China in August, 16 companies sold more than 10,000 vehicles, fully electric vehicles. 16 companies sold more than 10,000 fully electric vehicles in a single month. You got to put that in context, right? What are Ford and General Motors doing? Well, GM actually just overtook Ford as the second biggest EV maker in the US. Ford thinks that they're second. It's not true. But the point is here, that's more than 10,000, right? For 16 different automakers, they're all beating General Motors and Ford. All of them, all 16 of them. For example, BYD sold 201,000 new energy passenger vehicles. Nearly 100,000 of those were fully EV. Tesla, 83,000 electric vehicles. They didn't sell those, they delivered those. They sold more than that. SAIC, GM and Wuling, 52,377. Now that sounds good, but the truth is GM owned 33% of that business, SAIC 33%, Wuling 33%. So really, realistically, those vehicles, I think you've got to break it down, 52,000 deliveries, and it's more like about 17,000 per manufacturer. But one company who I believe will transform, I made a video about my predictions for 2030. Those have changed a little bit. A lot of it's still the same. Clearly, BYD and Tesla will take the large share of the world's auto market. When I say a large share, I mean they'll be 1 and 2, respectively. I would say probably BYD will be selling the most cars, and Tesla will be second. But it will be close. I don't know yet if that's the case, but it's going to be a tough battle between those two. If anyone tells you otherwise, they are smoking something high, and I don't know what it is, but it's some good stuff. They're serious brand fans. There's a lot of serious BYD brand fans. There's some serious Tesla brand fans. But if you want to hear the truth, I'll tell it to you on this channel. You might want to unsubscribe because you don't like the truth. But here, this channel is about the facts. BYD and Tesla will be the world's two biggest automakers within 10 years' time. There's absolutely no other alternative if you look at this in a purely logical, unemotional way. Okay? What have we got next? Geely. Geely have said, right? I mean, a year ago, Geely were like, oh, yeah, we're going to make some EVs. We'll do a few. Everyone thought they were talking big game. The truth was they weren't. The truth is Geely was saying, yeah, we're not really all in, but, we'll do a few. They've totally changed that. No one's mentioned this, but within the last 6 months, they have totally changed their strategy. They have started to ramp up their EV development massively. In fact, they plan huge things by next year, 2023. They're looking at basically a 200% EV production increase next year. Can they do it? Looking at their progress so far in the last 6 months, I would say yes. I believe they can. So they've gone all in. They've gone serious about EVs, and they're doing it quickly because why? Well, most of their cars are made where? In China. More than likely, they'll be able to make these cars much cheaper than their European and American competition. Now, next after Geely was GAC Aon with 30,000 electric vehicle deliveries in the month of September. That's 30,000 for a company you've probably never heard of. I've made a lot of videos about GAC Aon and their EVs, and they're actually pretty damn good. In fact, they make Toyota's EV for them in China because Toyota can't do it themselves, basically. True story. Next up is Chang'an, 28,700. SAIC, passenger vehicles, 23,433. SAIC are planning big things. They're going to do big things as well. Chery, 20,400, and then Nita with 18,000. After that, you can see everyone else is a fair way behind. Elite Motor, Great Wall, Neo, Ceres, FAW Volkswagen. Look how low they are on the list. The biggest automaker in China. Second biggest, if not the biggest automaker in the world, depending on the month, depending on the year, is way down the list with 9,000, and that's a really good month for them. So despite China's policy of halving the purchase tax on mainstream internal combustion engine vehicles, demand for EVs is steady, and it's improving as oil prices continue to be high. Well, thank you very much, oil prices. You're just driving more people into EVs, which is good. I like it because I don't really like breathing in the toxic fumes from people driving cigarettes around, basically. Now, local governments have no less incentive for the consumption of new energy vehicle models than internal combustion engine vehicle models. Now, the Sino Post said that I think the Chinese government are very, very, very much dedicated to one thing, which is taking over the global automotive marketplace. When I say take over, they're not going to take over all of it, but at least 50%. Will they take 50%? The way things are trending now, yeah, they probably will. Because think about it. Where is 90% of the world's battery production going on? It's in China. US market, the Chinese won't probably do that well in the US. They will hit some of that market, but it's really Europe, China, Asia, South Pacific, Australia, of course, New Zealand, South Africa. These are the countries that China is targeting. The US, I think, will be last. Canada as well. We'll see though. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.